Joy! I actually had a whole nother video planned that was ready to go up, and I saw this story and I was like, nope, scratch, plans canceled. I am gonna be talking about this because, oh my God, I have the most amazing, beautiful, stunning, and brave story that we're gonna see. This, I think could possibly be one of the top stories of 2018 because there's just so many levels and layers of juiciness. It is hysterical. Just, I make the point, and y'all know me, oh, when something is so fucking disgusting, my reflex is to giggle, because I'm like, I don't know what else to do. It's my way of like trying to transmute the energies. I don't know, it's just my way of trying to like process, if that makes sense. So what am I talking about? If you saw the thumbnail, you guys probably know, because you clicked on the effing video, you know what this is about. This has to do with the Wall Street Journal. So I want to say this, I feel like I preface this most videos. I look even worse because I was not going to film a video. I'm very gross, but I want to talk about this because this is so crazy. So if you guys know, I've talked a little bit about this on the channel. There's a live stream called the Killstream. It's done by a guy named Ralph Retort. It's Ethan Ralph, and he has a friend named Zidane, and they go on there, and it's just, it's a big free speech show. They talk about current events. They have people on there from all different walks of life who can say whatever the fuck they want. And it's not an alt-right thing, even though at this point, anything that's not crazy left is considered alt-right. I've been called alt-right, which I think is absolutely hilarious. I grew up completely in a very left-centered home, and so it's funny to me when people like to say I'm alt-right, but everything's alt-right anymore. Everything's racist, everything's alt-right. And this is kind of like how the show has been categorized at times, but it's a good show. It's really, really entertaining. They've gone after mundane Matt, which I have thoroughly enjoyed and talked about on this show. So I'm a big fan. I love the Killstream. I love Ralph Retort. Well, here's what's happened. Back not last month, no, we're in November now, so this would have been in September. They did a big stream called the Heal Stream, because they typically, you know, it's called the Kill Stream. They did a Heal Stream where they raised between $26,000 to $27,000 for Saint Jude, and that goes to kids with cancer. And once again, as it seems to do, the Wall Street Journal is going down in history as killing something really, really good for their own ego. The Wall Street Journal and one of their journalists has successfully killed the Heal Stream in the sense that all of that $26,000 to $27,000 that was going to kids with cancer is being refunded back to people. And why? And why? Because of the Wall Street Journal. Now, there's several layers and elements to this, and Keemstar did a couple videos on Twitter where he summed it up, I think, fairly well. So I want to go into Keemstar's videos. Go ahead and take a look at these, and then we will discuss a little bit further, and I'm going to be showing as much information as I have in screenshots. Things keep coming out even as I've been filming, so I'm going to be updating as we go along, but there is a lot to this story. Now let me go a little bit back in time before we talk about what Keemstar has to talk about, and we're going to talk about super chats. So there's been a thing recently, and it's become kind of a controversy, where YouTube is now saying that if you're live streaming, and everybody knows when you live stream, you get super chats. It's like, I guess it's a form of a donation from somebody, but they get to, you know, for every X amount you donate, you get to write more words. The person can read it out, and then they, you know, get basically paid, which is nice. And that was kind of a way to balance out some of the dumb apocalypse stuff that was happening. So with super chats, YouTube has now come out with a policy saying if somebody sends you an offensive super chat, you don't get the money. So typically what happens with the super chat is you split the money. YouTube gets some of it and you get some of it. Well, YouTube is now saying if somebody sends you an offensive super chat while you are streaming, then YouTube doesn't get the money and the person doesn't get the money. It goes to charity. Doesn't say what charity, doesn't say what percent, doesn't give any details. As YouTube never does, never tells us what the F is going on, because why? We're just lowly independent contractors. They can screw around. They know we don't have a whole lot of money, so they can fuck with us as they want. They're too big to fail. That's how Google and YouTube always looks at us and looks at everything. These fucking companies that do this. But this is their new policy, which I have a video where I've kind of talked about this, I have a couple of them, is absurd. They're saying that this is gonna fight hate speech to people. It's supposed to fight hate speech and fight hateful comments to people who are streaming and protect the streamers. How is it protecting the streamer when the super chat gets put out there anyways, and then we don't get to get the money, and we don't even get to know where you're sending it? It doesn't make any sense. So anyways, Keemstar had talked about this, and I'm going to go ahead and put up the tweet that he had made from this, and then we'll watch the videos, and then I'm going to show some information, then we'll discuss. So here we go. Here is what the super chat information that Keemstar tweeted out, and here are Keemstar's 2 short videos on this that give a good rundown, so let's take a look at these. So this is what Keemstar tweeted. Keemstar tweeted and said, "If YouTube deems your super chat to be offensive, it will be given to a charity instead of splitting it with the creator. Really, Team YouTube? Unreal." And what he highlighted from this text says, "The company has tightened the rules for which channels have access to monetization features and deployed machine learning technology to identify hate speech in comment features," the spokeswoman added. "If a user is caught sending abusive super chats, the revenue received will be donated to the charity instead of being split between YouTube and the channel's creator."
You gotta hear this story. Things are getting interesting. So a couple weeks ago, I tweeted out that YouTube updated their super chat policy to where if somebody said something racist or hatred while donating on a super chat, that the YouTuber wouldn't get that money and YouTube wouldn't get that money. YouTube would take that donation and give it away to charity. Now, a lot of people were upset at this. They were like, you know, why, as me as a YouTuber, if someone's saying something racist towards me or racist in general, why should I be punished? Why should that money be given to charity and not me? Like, I'm the streamer. Like, why? Again, that happened a couple weeks ago. Fast forward 2 weeks later, there is this show on YouTube called the Killstream. And it's a very popular show. Like 8,000 people tune in like every other night to watch this show. And I personally really like this show called the Killstream. The whole idea of the show is to basically have people with extreme views and opinions come on and debate these extreme views and opinions. And to talk about just trending topics and drama and politics and a little bit of everything, right? Now, the show itself isn't racist, okay? The show is, you know, a beacon for free speech, and it's open to almost anyone to come on and share their views and opinions. However, a lot of the people that come on the show say racist things and have extreme racist views, and there's hatred towards black people and hatred towards Jewish people, and it can be disgusting to listen to sometimes, some of the people that come on the show and what they have to say. So recently, the Wall Street Journal has been talking about releasing an article. And the article is basically how YouTube's biggest late night show is making money off of hatred and racism. Now, it looks like I'm coming close to the 2-minute mark, so this is going to be a part 2 explanation. So I'm going to have to make another video to explain what happens next. And trust me, what happens next is pretty damn juicy. Look out for that next video coming soon, like 5 minutes. The Killstream Part 2. What happens next? Now, as I already stated, the Killstream itself is not racist, not hatred, but the guests that come on are. And when people donate to the stream, a lot of times they're saying racist stuff, and there's a lot of hatred towards Jewish people. But again, the idea of the show is free speech. So with all this negativity and with all this stuff on the show, the host decided, let's do something good. Let's raise money for Saint Jude. So the Killstream did a charity stream, and they raised $26,000 for Saint Jude. Now, if you guys know anything about YouTube, where you don't get paid right away, it takes like a couple months for you to get what's owed to you by YouTube if you're a YouTuber. So the $26,000 for Saint Jude hasn't come in yet. And a few days ago, the Wall Street Journal has been talking about doing a whole story on how the biggest late night show on YouTube is making money off of hatred. Now, the Wall Street Journal journalist who's writing this story, she reached out to the show's host, Ralph, and apparently she also reached out to YouTube for comment. YouTube reacted this way. They didn't just take the money from the donations that are saying racist, hatred things. They shut down the show entirely. And with shutting down the show, it's now unclear whether or not that $26,000 will even go to the St. Jude kids. Now, here's the thing. I understand where the Wall Street Journal is coming from. You know, you got this show with all these viewers, people are saying racist stuff and crazy stuff. Like, you know, it's a story. As somewhat of a journalist, I see this as a story, and they have every right to write that story. I cannot blame YouTube. I understand where YouTube's coming from. Like, they went through this before with the Wall Street Journal, with the adpocalypse. But I also understand where the Killstream's coming from. They just want to create a place where you can have freedom of speech. This situation is very strange, and I don't know who's right and who's wrong, but we're not talking about advertisers. We're talking about donations from real people.
Okay, so I just have a little bit of a commentary on what he said, because I get that he's trying to be fair and balanced. You know, Keemstar's being fair and balanced in how he's saying it. He's like, I understand where Wall Street Journal's coming from, because this is a very big story, and, you know, they're trying to get commentary. He's saying, you know, trying to say, you know, I understand where YouTube's coming from. I understand this, I understand that. Here's my thing, though. The Wall Street Journal has already done hit pieces on YouTube that has completely changed the landscape, and it's completely changed the lives of YouTubers, especially YouTubers who do this full time. It has desecrated our lives. They've already done it once, and it seems like they were already going to do a hit piece again. So I don't in any way, shape, or form see the Wall Street Journal as looking at this and just trying to be journalists and do their due diligence and put out a good story. Because if that were the case, why is it November 2nd and there's no fucking story? Where's the story? So this is the only thing where I understand where Keem's coming from. I disagree with him a little bit, because it's like, no, I think once again we're seeing the workings of a hit piece. And I think they know they're about to take so much shit for it. We may never even see the hit piece that was supposed to come with all this damage that's already happening. So I want to go back a little bit and let's look into this from the Wall Street Journal. Let's look into this specific journalist, Yori Ko, and what the situation is and how she reached out to Ethan, the Ralph retort, and how this all came to be. So let's take a look at Yori Ko. Now, who is Yori Ko? Let's take a look. This is the Wall Street journalist that is supposed to be putting out a story on the Killstream, and it was supposed to be due yesterday, but hasn't put it out yet. So here's her profile on the Wall Street Journal. Again, her name is Yori Ko. I don't really know if I'm pronouncing that right. Honestly, I don't care. I don't really have the respect for this person to pronounce their name right, but I would like people to know it. But I'm too ignorant to even care to figure out how to pronounce it. I think it's Yori Ko. It says, Yori Ko covers Twitter and social media for the Wall Street Journal. She previously reported from Tokyo, where she most recently covered the auto and aviation industries. Prior to that, Yori was the first lead writer for the journal's Japan Real-Time blog, which covered wide-ranging topics that included politics, education, culture, sports, and tech. Follow her at Yori Ko and at Google+. She can be reached at yori.ko@sjw.com in case y'all have comments for her. And then here's her Twitter, which beautifully enough is locked down, even though she's got a blue check mark. I wonder why. Could it be possible that she knew the bullshit about to come from the hit piece she was gonna put out that hasn't been put out yet? Interesting. Let's continue. So let's go back to the very beginning of where this all started. And where this all started was that Yori Ko had wrote Ethan on October 31st, 2018 at 5:33 p.m. with the subject line, comment request from the Wall Street Journal. So again, this started October 31st, this past Wednesday on Halloween. And it says, hi Ethan, this is Yori Ko from the Wall Street Journal. I'm working on a story about how alt-right personalities have utilized YouTube's super chat function. We're mentioning some of your live streams in that story, including one that was aired and deleted in which you spoke about the Pittsburgh shooting. It appears that live stream generated over $500 via super chat. Some of the comments, both paid and unpaid, were problematic. For instance, one super chat comment said, if you want to know if the synagogue shooting was a false flag, then check out the Lucky Larry life insurance policy on those dead blank. Another example is a super chat that said, one time I also dated a blank in Dao Chow with a Geiger counter, 148 gang gang. I don't even know what any of this means, guys. Just an interruption. I don't know what these jokes mean. I don't know what a Geiger count, I don't know what any of this stuff is. Anyways, I'm gonna continue. Regarding that live stream, did you delete it? Or was that YouTube, and why? We're also mentioning the Route for Torts live stream from September 29th that raised $26,000 from Saint Jude. Here's the kicker, guys. Remember that. They're going to be mentioning the fact that they raised $26,000 from Saint Jude. And if you guys remember that, which is what Keemstar had talked about, the big charity stream that put in a lot of money and they spent a lot of time on to help sick kids. I wanted to reach out in case you'd like to comment on any of this. I also wanted to confirm that you share the revenue from your super chats with YouTube. My deadline is tomorrow, November 1st, at 10 a.m. Pacific Central Time. Thanks, and hope to hear from you soon. Best, Yori. Now, guys, just keep in mind with this, it is now, so remember, she says the deadline is November 1st at 10 a.m. It is now November 2nd, and so far as I'm aware, and I've been digging, there is nothing yet. They have not even put this piece out yet. But this is where everything started from. Now, from here, of course, the Killstream started talking about this because the Killstream's like, looks like we have a hit piece coming, and kind of was talking about what's going on and what it is. Well, and here's the thing. If you're going to put out a hit piece about somebody, understand people are going to look into your life. Lord, I've been through this on YouTube. When you put yourself out there, you're covering stories, even if it's a hit piece. If you're covering stories, people are going to start tearing into you. And so unfortunately, Yori, that's what happened, and people started talking about it. So apparently, Yori's family members are in some pretty hot water for some stuff they've done. Check this out. So this was from Thursday, February 18th, 2018. Queensberry oncologist and spouse to pay $500,000 for submitting false claims to Medicare for the administration of unapproved cancer drugs. Good God. So listen to this. Albany, New York. Dr. Vincent Coe and his wife and office manager, Millie Coe, and those are her parents, so those are Corey's parents, have agreed to pay $500,000 for violating the False Claims Act by knowingly submitting false claims to Medicare for unapproved chemotherapy drugs, announced United States Attorney Grant C. Jaquith on November 20th, 2017. The Coes pled guilty to receiving and delivering misbranded drugs, a misdemeanor, and are scheduled to be sentenced on March 20th, 2018. United States Magistrate Judge Daniel J. Stewart. Okay, let's look at that again. They pled guilty to receiving and delivering misbranded drugs. Holy crap. And this says at the top says cancer drugs. Even better. The Coes own and operate a medical practice with offices in Poughkeepsie and Glen Falls, New York, that specializes in the treatment of patients suffering from various forms of cancer. Beautiful. Give them the wrong drugs, guys. They're just on cancer. Fuck them. Let them die anyway. They're just paying you their life savings. Oh, this makes me mad. From mid-2010 to early 2012, the practice purchased various drugs purporting to contain the same active ingredients as drugs sold in the United States from a Canadian drug distributor who had obtained these drugs from foreign sources. The drugs, some of which contain labeling in foreign languages, were not approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration as required for them to be distributed in the United States and were therefore not reimbursable by Medicare. Beautiful. Dr. Coe's practice purchased the foreign drugs at substantially lower prices than those charged for drugs from legitimate U.S. drug manufacturers and distributors. Dr. Coe administered these drugs to his patients and caused his staff to submit false claims for the drugs to Medicare. Wonderful! Make your staff also do false reporting. Brilliant. Unlike prescription drugs picked up at a pharmacy, chemotherapeutic drugs generally are administered without any opportunity for patients to see the labeling. So cancer patients are practically vulnerable to this sort of conduct, says United States Attorney Jaquith. This settlement reflects our ongoing commitment to safeguarding patients and the federal fisc by ensuring that people do not unknowingly receive and taxpayers do not pay for foreign drugs that the FDA has not approved. Patients deserve the security of knowing that the medication being prescribed to them is unadulterated, safeguarded, and properly manufactured, said Scott J. Lampert, special agent in charge of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Inspector General, New York Region, HHS-OIG. This settlement is another example of HHS OIG's commitment to protecting quality of care and the federal health care programs intended for our most valuable Americans. Most vulnerable Americans. The investigation and settlement were the result of a coordinated effort among the U.S. Attorney's Office for a North District of New York, HHS, OIG, FDA's Office of Chief Counsel, and FDA's Office of Criminal Investigations. The United States was represented in the civil investigation by Assistant U.S. Attorney Adam J. Katz. So now, keep all this in mind about her family's really shady business dealings when it comes to getting the wrong medication and doing shady medication deals with Canada and cancer patients and being fined $500,000. Keep all this in mind because it's going to get really, really juicy. So as we know, we heard from Keem. They did something called the Killstream, and this was a while ago. I believe it was like September 29th. The Killstream did something called the Killstream. They raised $26,000 for charity, all to go to Saint Jude through the Super Chat system, which is absolutely wonderful. That's something great to do. That's a ton of money. That can do a lot of help. So this woman decided October 31st to write. Not only did she write the Ralph retort, but she also wrote YouTube. And in writing YouTube and telling them what was going on, YouTube is now refunding all the $26,000 and it is not going to charity. And now it is November 2nd. It's November 2nd. So the deadline was November 1st at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to get her story out. And the story is nowhere. So JF Garapi ended up writing Yoriko, and said, any news on when this will be out? Is it online or printed? And she writes, hi, it's a little up in the air at the moment. I can try to let you know when I know more. Translation, this piece may be getting shelved. This piece may not even be coming out. So YouTube essentially is killing $26,000 to Saint Jude over a Wall Street Journal piece that may not even come out, and this is what Ralph had released. The Wall Street Journal just made sure $26,000 got taken away from kids with cancer, all because they didn't like a YouTube stream. Get this trending, kid. Hashtag Wall Street Journal kills kids. And so far, it has begun trending. It is going far and wide. People from all over the spectrum are talking about this. And here he says it again. Hashtag Killstream donations are being refunded now due to pressure from the Wall Street Journal. Pathetic. And starts adding different people. And here it is, where people's, and you can see receipts that the order has been canceled. Now, I want to explain how this works because this might be a little bit confusing to people, and I think Keemstar kind of explained it, but you might think because all the donations and stuff were taken, I believe it was the 29th of September, that, well, why are things getting refunded? Well, it's because YouTube takes time to process all that and get it to us. So sometimes we don't get it for a month, maybe 2 months, depending on the situation. Typically every month we will get paid out by YouTube, but sometimes things happen, sometimes we have to wait. And that's exactly why, even though it happened a while ago, the donations hadn't quite gotten there. And so now everything is getting refunded one by one. And now there is a little bit of discrepancy. So like, even though I don't like quoting him because he's a turd, Nick Monroe is saying that the Ralph retort clarified how St. Jude are the ones who are funding the money and not YouTube, based on how the money transfer process itself works. But then Keemstar says, correction, it looks like the donations were all refunded by YouTube. So the money will not go to St. Jude. So either it's YouTube or YouTube or St. Jude doing it. I would get, if you were to ask me my best guess between what we're seeing, I would say it's YouTube. Now, sometimes charities don't necessarily want to align with certain places because it can make them look bad. I kind of understand, but this all seems like the work of YouTube, and I will show you why in just a minute. But you are going to see, look at this. There are so many people and reports coming in of people who donated and everything getting kicked right back to them, and people obviously are not happy about this. All over some dumb political stuff. All over a free speech show. That's it. And one of their top rated shows. People are getting their money back. So apparently, dumb politics is more important than sick kids. And I have been screaming this narrative. I have been saying this since day one on my channel. I know people have called me preachy. That's fine. They can fucking call me preachy, but I've been saying, holy shit, people are dying in the street of being sick. Kids are going without food. But my politics! And that's exactly what we're seeing. It's just amping up more and more and more. And me smells something coming because of the election. They are doing stupid, shady, desperate moves because of this election coming up, and I think the left are terrified they're gonna lose. But now I'm not trying to get too political because y'all know me. I think they're all fucking stupid. But the left has been acting so ridiculous lately. So ridiculous. Just seems like a really awesome move for them to pull. And now why do I think it's YouTube doing this and not Saint Jude? Because here it comes. The Ralph Retort just put up all my associated channels have now been deleted from YouTube, hashtag Killstream. So everything dealing with the Killstream has been deleted. And here's one from Zidane livestream. Here's one to the Killstream. It's basically, you know, YouTube saying, you're getting strikes, you're getting removed. And then Ethan said, I just now saw this. YouTube disabled super chats on my main channel last night as well. And they have been disabled. Look at that. So basically, YouTube is trying to get rid of the Killstream. Because apparently we can't just have a free speech show. Absolutely not. We can't have people with opinions who just talk it out. That's just, it's not allowed, guys. And you know what? Kids with cancer need to suffer as a result. Because fuck those kids. PC culture, right? It's just like, it's no goddamn common sense. It's just like common sense has gone out the fucking door. And I don't understand it. I try to be the nicest, most open-minded person. Like, you know, do whatever the fuck you want as long as you don't hurt other people, you know? Like, do whatever it is you feel you need to do in this world. But over dumb politics, we're going to take $26,000 away from sick kids that need it to get better. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, which just shows these people have no morals. No morals. So I thought, let's go ahead and showcase what I thought were some really, really funny, because this is so irritating, it pisses me off. Let's try to at least end on a little bit of a positive note, and let's share some of the really funny tweets I found about this, because y'all know how I am. When something gets so awful and just gross and ridiculous, I gotta find the joy and the sparkles in it. So let's giggle at how absolutely awful this is, because I don't know what the fuck else to do but get raging mad. So here we go. Somebody wrote, Wall Street Journal, this is the impression you are giving people. Charity is charity, no matter who it comes from. And it's a meme, and it says, why am I going to die? And then it shows the Wall Street Journal. It says, we're behind budget by 26,000. And it's because of the Wall Street Journal. So here's another one. So Ralph says, I can't retweet this because we've had each other blocked for like 3 years, but still nice to see. And it's Shoe on Head talking about the situation. So I guess Shoe and Ethan, Ralph from the Ralph Retort, have had each other blocked. But she says, they raised a lot of money. Holy shit. Why did this happen? Wall Street Journal is owning the ship posters. Really more important than donating thousands of dollars to help sick kids? Why, yes, Shoe on Head. It's way more important to do that and create this false fucking narrative that everything is Nazis and this false fucking narrative that everything is racism and everything is offensive, because we are not nearly as offended by children dying. I guess the children deserve to die, right? Good God. Now here's one from somebody called Very Good Spy. It says, Yoriko, daughter of a disgraced oncologist, started a chain of events that ended in YouTube refunding $26,000 meant for Saint Jude, a charity dedicated to treating children with cancer. Why do you hate children with cancer, Ms. Co? Is it because Saint Jude uses FDA-regulated drugs? Yes, bitch, tell them. Here comes Zidane, and Zidane is part of the Ralph Retort stream. If you want to voice your opinion to the Wall Street Journal and how scummy it is to take over $27,000 from kids with cancer, here's an email to contact them. It's the Wall Street Journal. So it's wsj.ltrs@wsj.com. Hashtag Wall Street Journal kills kids. So here's Very Good Spy too. She had some funny ones. Said again, in case I wasn't clear enough, fuck you, Wall Street Journal and Yori. And says, and she retweeted somebody saying, I've had lung cancer as a kid from a poor home. If not for charity, I wouldn't be here today. This makes me angry beyond belief. They're taking that cash, very, very likely cost some kid his life. These stupid, dumb, cunt motherfuckers. I agree. And here's the damn put up some more information in case you guys want this. I'll have this at the end too. Here's another way to contact the Wall Street Journal to voice your opinion on why they hate kids with cancer. 1-800-JOURNAL. Toll free, 1-609-627-1351. Service at wsj-asia.com. And there's some other information too. It says digitalsubs.wsje@dowjones.com, or the UK phone number, +44 for the country code, and then 020-3426-1313. Now let's move on. Somebody wrote, "Good job, journalists." Oh God, this is awful. So there's a guy grabbing this kid, says, "You're a skinhead, you bitch." The kid says, "No, Dad, it's leukemia." Oh God. Now here we go for some. It says, Wall Street Journal at Yori Co. Bless your heart, you wretched witch. And you see, it's like the Drake memes, the Wall Street Journal, Saint Jude Children's Hospital, the Wall Street Journal. And they're like, nah, I don't want that. And now, you know, Yori Co. Drake is happy that there are graves of children. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, Mr. Motorboat writes, Wall Street Journal, you guys really showed those kids with cancer. Stellar performance. That's right. Another one. Thank God Wall Street Journal saving kids from non-PC super chats. That's right. That's right. Saving those kids from that, and not the fucking cancer, to keep them alive. Now here we go. Yori's the Grim Reaper, and it says, Wall Street Journal values petty politics over the lives of sick children. Stunning and brave. That's right, guys. It's like one of those, what is that? What's that gender one? Jenner. Who's that Jenner? Oh God, there's so fucking many of them. Remember? They changed the sex and cut off the weenus and whatever. I forget. They did the transition, and everybody kept saying stunning and brave. Just stunning and brave. That's exactly what this is. You know, we just cut off weenuses, stunning and brave. You know what? Do whatever you want with your weenus or not. I don't care what you do with your weenus, but can we just back off of sick kids? How about that? You cut your weenus left, right, center, and inside out. You make it whatever cunt you want. I don't care. Maybe we can let kids with cancer live. Nah. It's all about my heart feelings. Let's continue, because heart feelings are more important than kids with cancer. So from the Wall Street Journal, it says, young children dying from cancer and why that's a good thing. Sometimes to make an omelet, you've got to break some eggs. Yeah, that's pretty much how the Wall Street Journal looks at this. That's it's fairly accurate, guys. Now let's get some from one of our favorites, Mr. Anti-Bully himself, Mr. Medica. It says, thief, I just stole candy from a baby. Wall Street Journal, hold my beer. Says, I got an email about 30 minutes ago from a donation I gave, and somebody said, none of mine from that night got refunded. Well, there you go. So again, Mr. Mediker, listen, I understand you're dying from cancer, Timmy, but you have to understand being politically correct is way more important. From the Wall Street Journal, absolutely correct. And here's somebody else that says, hi, this is to Saint Jude. I was refunded a donation. I never asked for a refund. The donation I gave was on YouTube show hosted by the Ralph Retort. $27,000 was raised and many people have received unwanted refunds. What's going on? Well, who knows? Now here we go. Count Dankula, what's up, Dank, says, the fact that the Wall Street Journal are pressuring charities to refund money due to politics is disgusting. The money was to go towards sick kids with cancer, but the Wall Street Journal are trying to take it away just so they can get a win. This is a silver lining, though. There is no way the Wall Street Journal can recover from this, and that's absolutely right, Count Dankula. The last one here from Mr. Mediker. When they said a blue wave was coming, I didn't think they meant they were going to be drowned by dying children. That's right. That's pretty much right. It's absolutely right. Because politics. Because, you know, they so desperately need the left to try to be in control coming up in the midterms that we're going to kill some kids off for it. You know, fuck those kids. But you know what? The left's been doing that anyways, haven't they? All the Hollywood elites who are, if not laying in bed themselves, they are making backdoor deals with these pedophiles and nasty people that own all the crap in Hollywood and the media. They're all in bed together in some form anyways. No wonder these celebrities are going absolutely apeshit over this stuff. It makes plenty of sense now, doesn't it? We'll go ahead and kill some more kids with cancer, because if they were healthy, we would just be fucking them to death anyways in Hollywood. And there you have it. The Wall Street Journal has successfully not only changed the landscape of YouTube forever in trying to save their own dying, flagellating medias that nobody gives a crap about anymore. Nobody cares about mainstream media. Now not only have you tried to screw over YouTubers more, but you fucked over sick kids. The smile on your face, and you don't even have the courage to put out that original hit piece. Bravo, guys. Stunning and brave to make kids with cancer die so we can continue PC culture, so we can continue funding and allowing these disgusting rapists and pedophiles in Hollywood and the government and politics and that own the medias like the Wall Street Journal. We can continue to let them successfully diddle children. This is what they do. The fake outrage about some mentally ill, blue SJW-haired, hurt feelings. Way more important than a child dying with cancer. They don't care about sick kids. They don't care about sick people. They don't care to help anyone. They care to continue their narrative, to keep lining their pocketbooks, to fund their sick, disgusting obsessions with diddling children, raping women, and who knows what else. Welcome to the Hollywood and political juggernauts that rule the fucking world. It's just, you know, again, I'm gonna say it again, it's so funny. It's amazing this is all happening right before midterms. I think the left, and the left are the ones who are championing, they are championing these pedophiles, not even realizing that they're doing it. The left is freaking out because they know that the Republicans are probably going to take over. And you know what's funny at this point? I almost hope they do. I don't like politics. I've told you, I'm not left, I'm not right. You can't get mad at me one way or the other because I think they're all fucking stupid. I've said this before, but at this point, I'd rather have people in office that aren't pro-pedophilia. And the left, even though the majority of the left doesn't really think that they are because they just react to what they think is trendy. Most of these people are literally just trenders. They're just jumping on a fucking trend because the news tells them what to do. They're not critically thinking or looking behind the scenes of the veil of what's really happening. Because that actually takes some brains. That actually takes some courage to look into. They would rather not do that. They just want to go with the trend and bitch, everything is right, that's the best, right. And they just don't even give a shit about the fact that how many women and children are being trafficked. And I just think this is a perfect example of that. The left is freaking out, and the closer it comes to midterms, the more and more desperate and deluded and delusional they are becoming. I don't know about you guys, but this is just the worst fucking musical theater I've ever seen, and I'm fascinated. I'm enthralled. It is hysterical to keep watching these people do what the fuck they do. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not loving kids not getting help, obviously, but I'm loving watching them scramble. It's like, how evil are you gonna go? How evil are y'all gonna go? And who's gonna step up and write that $27,000 check to Saint Jude? Anybody? Where are all these rich celebrities? Wasn't Bette Midler, I put this on my Twitter, wasn't fucking Bette Midler the other day on Twitter, and she was saying stuff like, ooh, let's not celebrate Halloween this year, because you know what's even more terrifying and scary and blah, blah, blah than Halloween? The last 2 years we've had of this administration in office. And it's just like, bitch, no. And I think it was Ian Miles Chung summed it up perfectly more than I could. He's like, what's scarier than that? You or your family dying of a terminal illness? It's like some of these Hollywood people they've gotten so much money and so much praise and have been huffing their own farts for so long. They are so out of touch with reality. It's like, have you really not had any suffering for many years to think that this is the worst thing that anybody could go through? Is the political administration right now? And look, I'm not pro-Trump. I'm not. And I'm not pro-left. I think they're all stupid. Now I will say this, when I look at the two, when I look between Hillary and Trump, I'm like, oh, Hillary gets off, you know, fucking rapist, laughs about getting off rapist that diddled a little girl and calls herself a feminist. I don't think Trump's that. Trump may be a bit of a misogynist. He's got an ego. He's probably a womanizer. He's a lot of things. I don't see him killing people. I don't see him doing Benghazi. I don't see him building homes for people and taking it away, like the Clinton Foundation. I don't see him killing people like I see the Clintons authorizing, in my opinion. I don't think it's that bad. And look, I'm not trying to get too political with you guys. I'm just saying, I don't put him in the same evil categories as I do some of these other people. Because if you want to get mad at things he did years and years ago on a bus, what about the fact that Hillary Clinton was totally okay? What was it? I forget. She said this really racist term about black people back in the day, that like they're all thugs and criminals, and that we should go ahead and just put them in the prison systems. What about it's only been a few years ago that she was like, gays and lesbians shouldn't get married? But she's such a good little feminist, didn't she? It's just hysterical. So to me, I see the Ralph retort and what's going on with Saint Jude and these kids. I see this as, once again, another way. I see this as another tool that the left is using for extreme censorship and showing their desperation that they are freaking the fuck out. And it's hysterical. Let's let kids suffer so we can protect some fucking pedophiles at the top. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Good job. Good job, morons. And the cherry on top of the iced shit cake in this whole scenario is that Yuri Ko, who started this whole thing, her parents have been in trouble for fucking people over with cancer and maybe or maybe not giving them the right drugs for it. Fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful. How stunning and brave, Yuri Ko. You and your family should be very fucking proud of yourselves. That's all I have to say. I've talked way too much. I've spent a lot of energy on this, so I'm gonna go relax and continue to giggle this shit show. So, to y'all who don't know, my name is JoySparkleBs. Continue to be blessings to yourselves and blessings to others. Continue to try to find the joy and sparkles of the bullshit in the world. I am JoySparkleBs on Twitter, JoySparkleBs on YouTube. I also have another channel, JoySparkleF for streaming, as well as I'm on Bitchute and Younow, JoySparkleBs. Please add me there. Please give this video a like if you like it, and please leave a comment. All likes and all comments help, and I try to respond to some of the comments you might hear from me. As well as please hit that subscriber button and that notification bell. But holy shit, YouTube hates all of us. So if you do, you probably won't see my content. I typically upload every day between 1 and 2 p.m.-ish. Just check back if you really enjoy the videos. And if not, fuck it, you'll see me around sporadically anyways. Hi, is this time for it to be over? Yeah, is it time to end? Okay, she's come back for her walk, and she likes to come and tell me how her walk is. Was it a good walk? Did you have fun? Okay, love you guys. See you soon. Take care. I hope you enjoyed the video. Blessings. And let's just continue to giggle at all this stuff. We're just going to giggle at it because I don't know what else to do. It's so fucking crazy. Okay, bye guys.